Today, we are diving into the most controversial green powder on the internet. If you've listened to a podcast, watched a YouTube video, or frankly just existed on the internet in the past 5 years, you've heard of AG1. Formerly known as Athletic Greens, this company has effectively bought the internet. They sponsor everyone, from Joe Rogan to Tim Ferriss to the sweet old lady who knits scarves on TikTok. They claim to be the foundational nutrition habit that will fix your gut, boost your energy, and probably do your taxes. But recently, the internet's favorite vampire biohacker, Brian Johnson, decided to wake up and choose violence.
Athletic Greens. F that.
Brian Johnson, the man who spends $2 million a year trying not to die, went after AG1 on Twitter, essentially calling them a green salad that hides low dosages behind a proprietary blend. He broke down the math, arguing that the cost of the actual ingredients in this $99 bag is likely only about $7. So who's right? Is this the holy grail of health that Rogan and Huberman say it is? Or is it just the latest way to get expensive, grassy tasting urine? And perhaps, more importantly, is this the biggest scam in modern wellness? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Have you ever bought a supplement just because your favorite podcaster told you to? Be honest, I won't judge you. That much. So, where did this green giant come from? Athletic Greens was founded back in 2010 by a guy named Chris Ashenden. Chris is a charismatic New Zealander who launched the company claiming he had a health crisis that no doctor could fix, so he invented a powder. Classic superhero origin story. But funnily enough, overpriced greens powders were not Chris's first business venture. Between 2010 and 2011, right around the time AG1 was founded, Ashenden was convicted on 47 criminal and civil counts in New Zealand for running a rent-to-own real estate scheme. The judge in that case said there were, and I'm quoting directly here, strong elements of cynicism and calculated exploitation of people struggling financially. After the conviction, Ashenden declared bankruptcy, fled to Phoenix, Arizona, and allegedly avoided almost $200,000 in fines and restitution. So here's where it gets even more interesting. When investigative journalist Scott Carney published his investigation, which included a YouTube video, AG1 hired defamation lawyers from a firm called MWPP to try and suppress the story. The video's title literally became AG1 tried to kill this video, but it's not going anywhere. And in July 2024, amidst all this media scrutiny, Chris Ashenden stepped down as CEO and Kat Cole took over. Now, does a founder's past automatically mean the product is bad? No, but it does raise questions about the company's ethics and approach to criticism. And if you're spending $79 a month on their product, you deserve to know. Okay, so let's look at the label. They claim to have 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients. Now, I actually counted 68 on their latest label, and their newest AG1 Next-Gen formula that launched in May 2025 reportedly has 83 ingredients according to third-party analysis, but they tweak the formula more often than I tweak my back deadlifting, so let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Their main claims are that this magical dust improves digestion, supports energy, and boosts immune health. They say it replaces your multivitamin, your probiotic, and your greens powder. It's one scoop to rule them all. But here's where the wheels start to fall off of Gandalf's wagon. AG1 has based their entire formula around exploiting what is probably the biggest cardinal sin in supplementation. That's right, we're talking a proprietary blend. They list 75 ingredients, sure, but they don't tell you how much of each one is in there. They group them into these complexes, so you might have a superfood complex, but for all we know, it's 99% apple powder and 1% spirulina. This is called pixie dusting, putting just enough of an ingredient in to list it on the label, but not enough to actually do anything. Dr. Rhonda Patrick, who has generally distinguished herself as the queen of nuanced supplement advice, says that AG1 is nothing more than a fancy multivitamin. And she's right. If the dose isn't listed, you have to assume it's not enough to do anything because otherwise they would tell you. Derek Beers, a writer who debunks wellness misinformation, has called AG1 one of the most egregious players in a supplement industry already known for questionable ethics. And Dr. Joanne Manson from Harvard has criticized companies like AG1 for lacking scientific rigor and relying on very small non-randomized trials. Despite marketing themselves as whole food source, third-party analysis shows that 27 of the 30 vitamins and minerals in AG1 are synthetically produced, not naturally derived. And some of those vitamins are actually megadosed. We're talking 1,100% of the daily value of vitamin B7, a whopping 16,000% for vitamin B12, and over 500% for vitamin C. Fun fact, excess vitamin C is a great way to get kidney stones. So when you combine this with fortified foods, which most health-conscious Americans who would be buying AG1 already eat, this could be potentially problematic. Now, a lot of the vitamins we mentioned are water-soluble, so you'll probably just pee out the excess, but that doesn't mean there's zero risk. And here's a fun fact. In 2015, AG1 faced a lawsuit in California alleging their product contained lead levels exceeding Prop 65 thresholds. Nothing quite says health optimization like heavy metal exposure. Also worth noting is that the Better Business Bureau gives AG1 a C+ rating. They're not even accredited. Not that that's everything, but you can see a pattern here. But Dr. Tatem, I hear you cry. They have studies. They have a science page on their website. Yes, they do. And I actually read them. Tragically. Let's look at the research that they list. First, we have this abstract from the journal Physiology presented at a conference in 2025. This study used something called the SHIME model. That stands for Simulator of the Human Intestinal Microbial Ecosystem. Translation, it's a robot gut. It's a series of beakers in a lab, and they found that AG1 enriched probiotic taxa in the simulator. So if you're a glass jar, the stuff works wonders. Last time I checked, most of my patients are humans. Next, we have this paper in the Journal of International Society of Sports Nutrition. The title sounds impressive. AG1 closes nutrient gaps in healthy adults. But when you look at the data, it basically shows that people who took a multivitamin had higher levels of vitamins in their blood than people who didn't. Surprise! This is circular logic at its finest. It didn't prove that they were healthier, it just proved that they swallowed a pill that contained vitamins. Oh, but Dr. Tatem, what about that big human trial they boast about? Well, let's take a look at that one. That study came out in October 2024 in the Journal of International Society of Sports Nutrition. It had 30 participants. That's only 30 people over 4 weeks. So what did they find? It showed enriched levels of L. acidophilus and B. bifidum, which are the probiotics that are in the product. So of course those levels went up. There was a trend toward improved digestive quality of life scores. The AG1 group improved 62.5% versus 50% for placebo, but the p-value was only 0.058. For those of you that don't speak nerd as fluently as I do, p-values below 0.05 are what's considered statistically significant. So 0.058 means it didn't reach statistical significance. In other words, the difference could have been due to chance. The study also found no significant changes in alpha or beta diversity of gut bacteria and no negative safety markers. So basically, it won't hurt you and it might help your digestion, but they can't prove it. Oh, and by the way, the study was funded by AG1, and AG1 employees were listed as authors, not exactly independent research. Do with that knowledge what you will. So what do these findings actually mean? Do these studies prove you'll have more energy? No. Do they prove you won't get a cold? Also no. The weakness here is glaring. I'm talking science-based lifter criticizing Ronnie Coleman level weak. And most of their cited research comes from posters presented at meetings. And listen, posters presented at meetings are great, but it's basically a science show and tell. It doesn't undergo the same level of rigorous peer review that a major medical journal like the Lancet or the New England Journal of Medicine would require. They're basically doing the bare minimum to get a citation that they can put on their website so that you, the consumer, think it's clinically proven. And their human study isn't worth the paper it's printed on. Oh, and here's the kicker that critics like Scott Carney have pointed out. In many of their trials, the placebo they use is maltodextrin. Maltodextrin is a processed sugar that can actually negatively impact the gut microbiome. So they're comparing their product against something that might make you worse. That's like saying I'm the fastest runner in the world because I raced a guy with 2 broken legs. Now let's talk about real-world side effects. I'm a doctor, but I'm also a certified human lab rat. I tried AG1 for 6 months. I paid for it with my own money. And let me tell you, the only cleansing that it did was rapid-fire evacuation of my colon. I got the runs, consistently. Did I feel a surge of energy? No. Did I recover faster from workouts? Also no. Did I avoid the plague when my kids brought it home from school? Absolutely not. I was sick just as often. Compared to my current regimen, where I take alpha-GPC and L-tyrosine for focus, AG1 did nothing for brain fog. But here's the funny part. When I finally canceled, I got a call immediately. A very polite representative wanted to know my symptoms in detail. It was impressive customer service, I'll give them that. But it also tells me they have a massive budget to retain customers because their churn rate must be insane. When you're making money hand over fist, you can afford a really nice call center. And that brings us to the uncomfortable part, which is the money. Why does everyone promote this stuff? Is it because it's the best product on earth? Or is it because the affiliate payouts are astronomical? Again, I did the research. Industry sources suggest AG1 pays influencers massive commissions, reportedly up to 20% lifetime commissions on subscriptions, maybe higher with key personnel. That means if you subscribe through your favorite podcaster, they get a cut of your $99 every single month forever. So let's put this into perspective. For example, Dr. Andrew Huberman is a tenured professor at Stanford. That Stanford professor salary, probably somewhere in the 180 to 250 range, but his podcast earnings estimated at $7 million per year from YouTube ads alone. Total estimated earnings from his podcast over 3 years, over 20 million. He reportedly has 13 plus paid sponsors generating roughly $6 million per year. And which is likely his biggest? You guessed it, AG1. So when a company like AG1 comes knocking at your door with a sponsorship deal that could pay you more in a month than your university pays you in a year, do you think you could stay completely impartial? If AG1 is paying a podcaster 5 to 6 figures a month to read an ad, that guy isn't going to ask questions about proprietary blends. They're going to drink their green sludge and smile. It's a pine-flavored gravy train, and nobody wants to be the one that derails it. So, is Athletic Greens legit? Look, it has vitamins in it. If your diet consists of Cheetos and Mountain Dew and you have money to burn, AG1 will probably help you because it's better than nothing. But is it worth $100 a month? Absolutely not. AG1 is an overpriced multivitamin masking as a miracle cure. The dosages are opaque, the science is weak and company funded, and the marketing is aggressive. If you want a multivitamin, go buy one from a high quality reputable brand. If you want greens, eat a salad. It's cheaper and it has fiber. Will AG1 hurt you? Probably not, unless you're me and you get the green apple splatters. Will AG1 revolutionize your health? The evidence says probably not. Don't let the influencers gaslight you into buying a monthly subscription for expensive pee. If you enjoyed this little rant, hit that like button, leave a comment if you disagree, and subscribe so I can afford to keep paying Ronick. This is Dr. Alex, and until next time, proceed accordingly.